Hi everyone, welcome to SAP EWM training. So, what is EWM? So, EWM is a warehouse management software introduced by SAP in the year 2005, and SAP is keep on improving its functionalities every year. That is how SAP EWM supports business functionalities which are very complex in nature, like huge warehouses, multiple products are involved, like there are different kinds of processes like deconsolidation, value added services, cross docking. So for this kind of difficult or complex warehouse processes, now the old SAP customers are moving towards SAP extended warehouse management. Is it the only solution warehousing solution provided by the SAP? No, there's one more module that is called SAP WM. But SAP has realized that the framework behind the warehouse management, WM, is not at all providing the flexibility to extend its functionalities for SAP. That is why SAP has come up with a new solution called SAP Extended Warehouse Management. So we will come to know sooner. We will come to know what are its functionalities and how it's playing the key role in the entire supply chain management. Okay, now, so let us take one example. Around 10 years ago, the customer used to search for the product which is best in the market, best in quality, and reasonable price. That was the customer intention around 10 years ago. Now, the customer requirement has changed. Now, almost every industry has is providing the best quality products and in the best price. Now, what customer is looking for? The customer is looking for the delivery within 1 day or within 1 hour. Now, the customer focus behavior has shifted from quality product to the product should be delivered within his premises within 1 hour or within 1 day. You might have seen a lot of the e-commerce websites are providing within 1 hour delivery or within 1 day delivery. Means for this to achieve within 1 hour delivery or within 1 day delivery, where exactly the product journey starts. The product starts its journey in the warehouse. That is why the entire organization's focus has shifted from their manufacturing or from their finances to the warehouse. So if entire warehouse is playing the key role in nowadays. Like, for example, what warehouse management system does? Warehouse management system does complex operations. Basic functionality of warehouse management system is to primarily control the movement and storage of the materials in a warehouse. That is what its primary role of a warehouse management software. And so warehouse monitor provides the flexibility, live tracking of the products, and warehouse management software should provide optimization of the warehouse task. So optimization of the resources. We should able to utilize our resources and space in the storage very effectively. That kind of flexibility, that kind of feature must be provided by the warehouse management software. So our interest now is SAP Extended Warehouse Management. As most of the working consultants know that SAP WM was part of SAP ECC. ECC was their older product, older version of the product by SAP. Now SAP has introduced its new product called SAP S/4HANA in the year 2015. Now, what exactly the SAP is doing is SAP strategically moving, stopping their support to SAP ECC by the year 2027. That's why every customer is rushing towards SAP S/4HANA. That's why in recent days, most of the migration projects are taking place. So while migrating from ECC to S/4HANA, the customers, they're trying to move their warehouse operations from WM to EWM. So SAP has provided that flexibility for the customers to move their master data from WM to EWM. That kind of provision was given by SAP. But anyhow, so I don't want to compare SAP EWM with the WM or any other warehouse management software. Our interest is SAP EWM. Now let's get into the subject. So what is SAP for the new folks, or for those who are trying to get into IT, or for those who are not aware of SAP? So they must know what SAP is. SAP is nothing but systems, applications, and products in data processing. So what data? Business data. So SAP is nothing but systems, applications, and products in data processing. SAP is an ERP product. There are like different software products are there in the industry, like programming languages, packages like MS Office, operating systems. So we will come to know them. But what is an ERP? ERP is an enterprise resource planning, which provides complete solution for the businesses, for the various kinds of businesses. ERP is so what is, so let us explore one by one. What is an ERP? ERP is enterprise. E means enterprise. Like they have different entities, like different organizations, enterprise, like finance, sales, production, customer care, procurement, and human resources. There are different departments are there. So apart from these departments, we should have some resources to run the organization. That is money, machinery, marketing, manpower, materials. There might be some other resources as well, but I want you to know what are the resources here. So to run the organization, they need money, machinery, marketing, manpower, and materials. So what is planning? Planning is nothing but efficient utilization of these resources and the complete integration among all these departments so that it can yield high profits in the market. So when there was no ERP products, people used to use separate software for the finance, separate software for the sales, separate software for the production activities, separate software for the procurement. This was the situation when ERP was not introduced in the market. But when ERP was introduced, especially SAP ERP is an inbuilt functionality that it can integrate with all these modules seamlessly because it is bunch of all these products. There is a tight integration among all these modules like sales, finance, production, customer care, procurement, human resource. So so let us come to know what are other software products in the market. Like so we can see the software products. So one of their important things is SAP programming languages. No, not SAP programming language, programming languages. C, C++, Java, Python, Pascal, COBOL, ABAP. So these are the programming languages. These are the software products. So we use the statements. Set of statements or instructions are used to write a piece of code to develop an application. That is called the programming language. So among all these programming languages, ABAP. So as you can see, one among the programming languages is ABAP. ABAP is Advanced Business Application Programming Language. Every ERP has its own programming language. but ABAP is SAP's specific programming language. So if you want to develop a custom object, or if you want to develop a custom screen, custom transaction, custom tables, then you have to develop that using SAP ABAP. So one of the technical modules in SAP is SAP ABAP. And what are all the packages we have? So packages like Tally, MS Office. Why they're called packages? MS Office is bunch of applications, similar applications like MS Excel, MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Access. So these all are the bunch of different applications bunched together into one package that is called MS Office. That's why these are called packages. And what is database? So to store the data, for example, you have a customer, you want to store the customer information like his address, his name, his telephone number, his variables, everything you want to store somewhere. For example, you have employees, you want to store employee data in the system. You want to store the material records in the system. So for that purpose, we need a database. Like the databases like Oracle, SQL Server. So different databases are there in the market. And let's go to the next software product, which is an operating system. Windows, Linux, Unix. So these operating systems provides the interface between machine and user, control the software programs and hardware devices. So without which we cannot directly interact with the hardware machines. So that's why the operating system is a bridge between user and machine. And our main focus is ERP products. What is an ERP product? As I've explained, ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. So they provide certain kind of functionalities, certain kind of facilities, the business requirements to execute their day-to-day operations seamlessly, and they provide tight integration among all the departments. So is the SAP ERP the only product in the market? No. We have Oracle Apps, PeopleSoft, BAN, Microsoft Dynamics. But when it comes to Oracle Apps, Oracle is famous for its database. PeopleSoft is famous for like HR module. So Microsoft Dynamics is famous for Microsoft, especially it's famous for its operating system. So they have famous for some other things, but SAP is famous for its ERP product. SAP is specially designed ERP product with all the modules which can fulfill the requirements of the various businesses, and all the modules are tightly integrated. That is SAP. And one more thing I want to say that don't say SAP. So as an SAP consultant, you should always say SAP. So that's what I'm expecting from you. And what are all the modules are there in SAP? SAP has some functional modules, technical modules, and admin modules. What are these functional modules? Like SAP MM. SAP MM is materials management. SAP SD, sales and distribution. So material management takes care of procuring the material from the vendor and storing them into the warehouses and paying to the vendor. That is the cycle of SAP MM. And SAP SD. So from the customer receiving the sales order and through outbound delivery, making the product reach to the customer and billing the customer. That is what the responsibility of SAP SD. HR, human resource, as you know very well. So maintaining all the employees of an organization, paying them. These all activities are taken care by SAP HR. SAP FICO. FICO is finance and controlling. Those two are bunched together. We call it SAP FICO. FICO provides the financial operations like maintaining GL accounts, accounts receivable, account payable, chart of accounts. Those account related related entries are taken care by SAP FICO. And SAP EWM provides the flexibility to operate complex warehouse operations. So that is provided by SAP EWM. And there is one more SAP TM. There are like more than 200 modules are there in SAP, but so I have taken some of the important modules here. SAP TM is a transportation management. If you want to transport the product to the customer, then you need transportation management. That's why SAP come up with its module called SAP Transportation Management. What these function modules involve? Function modules involve the business processes. And according to the business process of the customer, you have to configure the system. That configuration facility was provided for the consultants. And you have to, by configuring the system, you have to use the product for the customer. You have to make their product usable for the customer. That is what you have to do as a functional consultant. So here we are learning SAP EWM functional. So there are technical modules as well, like SAP ABAP is an advanced business application programming language, like a programming language to develop custom objects. Apart from the standard solution provided by the SAP BIBW, Business Intelligence, Business Warehousing, and SAP NetWeaver, UIFS, URM Technical, these all are the technical modules provided by SAP, requires programming skills to develop custom objects according to the business requirement. And there are some other admin modules as well, like SAP Basis and Admin HANA. What exactly these modules do? Like installation of SAP software, backup, recovery, system setup, user administration, setting up permissions for the users. These all these all things will be taken care by SAP admin modules. So now let's get into the topic. What are the advantages of SAP over other ERP products? Like tight integration. So you do not have to go for integration between among the modules. So SAP is tightly integrated among all the modules. So if you have different software for different departments in your organization, then you need to integrate all those departments, right? But in case of SAP, you don't have to. SAP already has integrated all the modules deeply into its products. And efficiency is nothing bad. So SAP S/4HANA came up into the market with its database called HANA database. It's more efficient. Like the HANA database is one of the very fastest databases in the world of database. And cost reduction. So how the cost is get reduced? By optimizing the utilization of the resources, you can reduce the cost. Accuracy. So you can track the live business transactions in SAP. That is what provides an accuracy for the business to track. And integration with other softwares. If you want to integrate with other softwares, then it has that facility. It has that functionality. But what happens once the user is get addicted to the SAP software, he uses SAP. He do not go for other software. SAP is that much flexible for the customers. Available in multi languages. So more than 50 languages is available in the market. So every country can. So you can lang in with any language you want. So that is what the flexibility provided by the SAP. So it's used worldwide. That's why SAP has provided its product in multiple languages. Covers all business functions, like covers all the business modules. Like for every department, SAP has provided a module. So with that module, the operations for the department will get executed seamlessly and upgradation. Whenever there is new requirement in the market, like due to changing market scenarios, SAP upgrades the software and SAP provides more functionality to their customers. That is what the upgradation. And there are like different modules I have explained, but SAP EWM can tightly integrate with SAP MM, SAP SD, SAP Transportation Management, SAP Production Planning, SAP Plant Maintenance, SAP HR, where it gets integrated to SAP HR using labor management, SAP EHS, Environment, Health and Safety, SAP QM is a quality management. So SAP Pico, we do not have direct integration with SAP FICO. So these all are the modules we can find which can be integrated with the SAP EWM and types of projects in SAP. What types of projects we can have in SAP? So one is implementation project. Implementation is nothing but previously our customer was using some other software. Now they want to come into SAP. So they want all the business processes to move into SAP. Then you have to configure or customize the system according to their business process that is entirely new to them. SAP is entirely new to them. And for that business, you are going to implement their project SAP. That is called implementation and support. Once it is implemented while executing their day-to-day transaction, they might face some issues. So for that purpose, they need support. That is, those are called support projects, rollout projects. A rollout is nothing but, for example, for MNC, it is there in India and Australia and USA. Now in USA, they have implemented SAP for their business operations. Now they want to move same kind of operations to their business in Australia. Then that kind of project is called a rollout project and upgradation project. So upgradation project is nothing but upgrading their project, upgrading their functionalities, moving from basic to advanced, and upgrading the versions of their project. These are called upgradation projects. Now let us take this. What's the overview? What is the basic processes which are involved in warehouse management system? So warehouse can tightly integrated with the SAP MM, SAP SD, and SAP PP. SAP MM is nothing but here you can see that from the vendor once we receive the raw material, it will be stored in the warehouse. And if you want to return the product, so it starts its journey from the warehouse. And for the customer, if you want to deliver the product to the customer, it's called customer outbound delivery. And if he returns the product as a customer, so entire supply chain is the warehouse is playing the key role in the entire supply chain. For example, you have your organization is having a production plant where actual production takes place. For this production plant, if you want to supply the raw materials, the material journey starts from the warehouse. And once they produce the finished products, if you want to receive the products, again you have to receive those products into the warehouse. So this is how the warehouse is playing a key role in the entire supply chain. So with this we can understand SAP warehouse have tight integration with modules like SAP MM, SD, PP. And going forward, we can see other integrations like SAP QM, SAP Transportation Management. So those are integrations we can see going forward into our sessions. Now, the four pillars of warehouse operations. Four pillars of warehouse operations, like so whatever it may be, the processes which are involved in the warehouses, like the first, once you receive the product from the vendor, so you have to post the goods receipt as one of the important activities. and you have to put away this product. So you cannot store this product here in the ZR zone, right? You have to store this product somewhere in the warehouse. So after receiving those goods, you have to store somewhere in their warehouse. So storing somewhere in the warehouse, storing to the specific destination bin in the warehouse is called put away. So one important activity is receiving the goods and putting away the goods into the specific storage bins. So system will propose based on the configuration, based on the strategies which we follow, system will propose in which storage or in which storage bin the product has to be stored. That will be taken care by the system. And when it comes to outbound delivery, so it's all about inbound delivery. When it comes to outbound delivery, so when we have received an order from the customer, so you have to deliver that product to the customer, right? So for that we have to pick the product. So picking, we have strategies. So based on the GR date, based on the SLEDs, SLE self life expiry dates, just we have to pick those products from the storage types, and we have to ship those products. Like we have to issue those products to the customer, and once they leave their warehouse premises, is nothing but we can call it as shipping the products. So these four are the four pillars of the warehouse, any warehouse management software. These four are playing very key role. So, like apart from all this process, we have internal warehouse processes. Internally, it's not an outbound delivery, it's not an inbound delivery. So it's not sending the products out of the warehouse, or it's not receiving the products from different location. So internally, what kind of process we have? We have posting changes. If you want to change the product from unrestricted to black, unrestricted to quality, quality to unrestricted, so those are called posting changes. And ad hoc movements. If you want to move product from one storage bin to another storage bin, or one storage type to another storage type within the warehouse, those are called ad hoc movements. So those things are happening within the warehouse. That's why those are called ad hoc movements. And replenishment is one of the internal process. When we just come across this topic, we will explore more. And physical inventory is a process of counting the products, comparing the book quantity with the physical quantity. So when we come across this topic, we will explore it better. And these all are the internal warehouse processes. So what is the SAP career path? In SAP career path, you can start your journey as a junior consultant in an organization, and once you have gained around 2 years of experience, you can become an associate consultant. So more than 4 years of experience, then you can become a consultant. 6 to 7 years of experience, you can become senior or principal consultant. And more than 10 years of experience, you can become team lead or solution architect. More than 15 years of experience, you can become like SME, subject matter expert. So you are the responsible person for providing the solution for any business. So that is what the role played by SME, subject matter expert. And there are other departments like delivery manager, VPs, directors. Like this is their career path when you get into IT. And what companies which are using SAP products, like you can see that Hero Motors, MRF, Asian Paints, Big Buzzer, Coca-Cola, Sony, Nestle, Titan, Voltas, Jindal Steel, PepsiCo, Britannia, Samsung, Tata, so Unilever, Hindustan Unilever Limited. So those very big brands are using SAP for their day-to-day business operations. So if there is a big organization, big company we can find, sure, for sure I can say that they're using SAP software. So not exactly I'm saying, but yeah, almost all the big organizations in the world are using SAP software for their day-to-day business operations. And a list of the companies consulting companies, like what are the companies which are providing are implementing the SAP for the clients and supporting for the SAP projects. So like TCS, that's a consultancy, IBM, Accenture, HCL Technologies, Soprasteria, ITC Infotech, Mindtree Consulting, L&T Infotech, Siemens Information Systems Limited, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Infotech, Capgemini, and Deloitte. So these are like some multinational companies are providing implementation for the customers and providing the support once they are implemented for the customers. So this is there's a lot of the companies you can find in the market. Thank you. So this is all about an introduction session of SAP EWM. So in the next session, we will come to know more about SAP EWM and we will come to know what are the differences between SAP EWM, what are the advantages of SAP EWM over WM. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me. Thank you.